Welcome to another episode of Thailand Truth Talks, episode 7. Bangkok heat, Bangkok chaos, Bangkok truths. After last week's episode went viral, some folks decided to speak up or lash out. A few smaller YouTubers, let's call them what they are, cheerleaders for the status quo, came out swinging and even said my video had malice. Malice? No. What I shared was a reality check, a mirror. And if that mirror made you uncomfortable, maybe you've been staring too long at the fantasy. Because here's what I won't do. I won't sugarcoat your dream life abroad just to keep the algorithm gods or the Thailand e-visa agents happy. Let's be clear. When thousands of expats are left in legal limbo, when fake visa sites scam people out of thousands, and when official embassies are issuing contradictory rules within the same week, that's not a hiccup. That's a structural breakdown. And no, I'm not going to balance the facts just to sound nice, because the facts, as messy as they are, stand on their own. The people calling this clickbait or fear-mongering, do they have receipts? Do they have screenshots of shady agency offers? Interviews with expats who got burned by the system? Do they cite actual visa policy documentation? I do. They don't. What they offer is vibes. What I offer is evidence. If you can't tell the difference, this channel might not be for you. Now, to the expats who did watch my video and said, thank you, I thought I was going crazy. This episode is for you. We're going to break down every contradiction and every bait and switch tactic baked into the so-called destination Thailand visa. We're going to examine the gulf between promises and reality, and why so many of you feel scammed, stressed, or straight up trapped. I'll show you how fake e-visa websites cloned official Thai government portals to steal your money and data, and how even legit visa agents are playing both sides. I'll unpack why Thai immigration offices give completely different answers depending on which province you ask. And I explain why this isn't a visa issue. This is a business model. It's built on confusion. It's built on opaqueness. And it's profiting off your desperation to stay in paradise. If you're expecting me to soften my tone this week, don't hold your breath. The goal here isn't diplomacy, it's clarity. I'll say more in a moment about the smaller creators who misrepresented the video. Yes, I saw it. And we'll break down why so many channels in this space tiptoe around the truth. Spoiler. It's not about integrity. It's about sponsorships. It's about visa connections. Some people make content to stay in Thailand. I make content to understand it. And if that offends someone, maybe they weren't here for the truth in the first place. Let's go. Thailand's new Nomad visa exposed. Paradise or predator? Imagine hearing the news. Thailand has just launched a new long stay visa specifically for remote workers and soft power travelers. Advertisements promise 180 days in paradise, endless sunshine for your Zoom calls, and all the tropical adventure you can handle. All for a modest fee and minimal red tape. It sounds like a dream come true. Work from a beach, explore bustling Bangkok markets on weekends, enjoy world-famous Thai food, and never worry about visa runs. But is it really that simple? Or have a sophisticated set of predators been hiding behind the glossy promise? In this deep dive investigation, we peel back the layers of Thailand's new destination Thailand visa, the DTV for short, widely billed as a digital nomad visa, to expose the unsettling truth behind the hype. In late 2024, the Thai government unveiled this DTV as a workcation boost to tourism. Officials called it a clever way to attract foreign spending, invite digital nomads to stay longer and spend money on hotels, restaurants, courses, and activities. On paper, it looked great. 5-year validity, up to 180 days per entry, multiple re-entries, and even a one-time extension for another 180 days. No need for a traditional work permit if you're working remotely for a foreign company. Some news outlets and travel blogs heralded it as a game changer for long-term travelers. But behind this friendly-sounding name, Destination Thailand Visa, there lurks a darker reality. Within weeks of the announcement, the expat community began buzzing. On social media and forums, word spread of people who worked by the book, only to get scammed. When the excitement started turning to confusion and anger, we knew something was wrong. Did these disgruntled stories point to mere bad luck, or was there a hidden plot at work? We dug into the details, talked to applicants and insiders, and pieced together a picture far from paradise. In this report, we'll show you how Thailand's so-called digital nomad visa, touted as a tourist-friendly boon, turned into a fertile ground for fraud and frustration. We'll hear first-hand accounts from expats burned by the system, break down the fine print of the policy, and compare it to genuine digital nomad programs around the world. Ultimately, you'll see why this visa might be more predator than promise, and how to protect yourself if you still want to chase the Thai dream. Let's start at the beginning. The Thai government and tourism authorities made big promises. News reports explain that starting July 15th of 2024, foreigners could apply for this new destination Thailand visa at embassies or via e-visa. It was pitched as a 5-year multiple entry visa, letting holders stay up to 180 days per entry, with one extension of 180 more days allowed. A lucky few could stay nearly a year at a time without leaving the country. The fees were officially set at 10,000 baht, about 275 USD for most nationalities, which was less than some other long-term visas in the region. Vietnam, Indonesia, and other Asian tourist hotspots were also rolling out nomad visas around the same time, and Thailand didn't want to be left behind. Officials said this visa would attract the workation crowd, anyone who could work with their laptop and internet. Visa agency and embassy websites echoed these benefits. Digital nomads, freelancers, remote workers, retirees, many profiles could qualify. Even a spouse and children could come along as dependents. Thai embassies worldwide updated their sites. Spend 6 months learning Muay Thai, cooking, or joining a seminar, and voila, you had visa rights to explore the kingdom while pretending to soak up culture. The marketing was simple and seductive. Thailand, the best place to work from home, or live like a local, work like a nomad. Videos on YouTube and TikTok began popping up. Influencers lounging on beaches with laptops, talking about plans to get the DTV. Some travel agencies started Facebook ads claiming guaranteed approval as long as you sign up with their service. The mood was electric. Finally, a legal way to live in Thailand long term without jumping through hoops through an expensive company-sponsored visa or bulky retirement permit. From a tourist's point of view, it truly sounded like paradise. You wouldn't need a Thai employer to sponsor you, or have stacks of cash locked up in a Thai bank. No need for health insurance or complicated work permits. Just pay the fee, show you work remotely, maybe take a Thai boxing class, and enjoy the island life. For the government, this was supposed to be a win. More long-stay visitors spending money on local businesses, hotels, and yes, even on those boxing and cooking schools. It seemed like a lucrative deal on both ends. But as the first applications trickled in, the cracks began to show. Many expats who got approval found that the reality of the DTV was quite different from the sparkle of the sales pitch. Here's what was promised, and what people actually experienced. The promise: a genuine digital nomad visa for remote work. In reality, this is technically just a tourist visa in disguise. Thai immigration quietly clarified that DTV holders are not allowed to work for Thai companies or even freelance for Thai clients. If your Zoom calls have any Thai businesses on the line, you're stepping outside the rules. Essentially, it's a visa that allows you to be a tourist in Thailand for longer, while pretending to be a nomad. Promise: only a 10,000 baht government fee and nominal paperwork. In reality, many applicants discovered hidden costs. Right after announcing the visa, agencies and schools rushed to capitalize. Nearly everyone who talked to us mentioned paying much more than the official visa fee. They were told they needed a 6-month Muay Thai training course or cooking class, costing thousands of baht to qualify as soft power participants. Even those applying under the remote work category often had to show big bank balances or sign up for language courses. These mandatory add-ons ballooned the price, sometimes costing thousands of dollars on top of the visa fee. Promise: easy approval if you meet requirements. In reality, getting the visa proved surprisingly tricky. It turns out every embassy or consulate could add its own demands. Some DTV applicants were rejected for minor errors or incomplete documents. And unlike other visas, there were no official refund of that 10,000 baht fee. So if a tiny mistake, say a typo in your passport number, gets you denied, you get nothing back. Many expats reported that even after submitting just what they were told. The embassy returned their fee and paperwork with a curt rejection note. No guidance on what to fix. The promise: long continuous stay, extended easily on shore. In reality, the so-called 6-month extension at Thai immigration became a headache. Many holders were shocked to learn that extension is not guaranteed. Immigration officers treated each case differently, and without clear criteria, most extension requests were refused unless you met traditional tourist visa standards. Applicants say some officers demanded bank statements in the millions of baht or proof of scholarship courses, even though the visa was supposed to cover softer activities. Expats told us they were often encouraged to just leave and come back for a border run every 90 days instead of extending. One even had a 180-day visa stamp went to extend for another 180 days as promised, and was told he couldn't because the rules changed. Promise: work from home freely, outside Thai taxation. In reality, there's a ticking clock. Thai tax law treats anyone staying 180 days or more in a year as a tax resident. That means your foreign salary might become taxable in Thailand, despite initial claims you could work tax-free. The rules are confusing and not fully hammered out. So far, no one's been explicitly audited for DTV income, but experts warn that straddling two systems could be a legal minefield. In short, the paperwork said work remotely, but the fine print and local enforcement aren't so clear or generous. This gulf between promise and reality left many feeling duped. Rather than a straightforward long-stay tourist visa with added flexibility, people got a visa that felt more like a business expense. One moment you're daydreaming on the beach with your laptop, and the next you're on a bureaucratic treadmill, chasing down agents, paying for training courses, reapplying after a rejection, or hopping across borders every 3 months. The discrepancies were so stark that some in the community began to whisper, "Is this visa actually a front for something else? A sophisticated scam operation, perhaps?" To get at the heart of the matter, we talked to several expats who lived through this ordeal. Their stories are harrowing. They did everything by the book and still got burned. What they experienced reveal just how tangled the DTV system has become. I thought I was doing it right, but then Jacob, 34, tech entrepreneur from Canada. Jacob was excited. Working for a software company in Berlin, he figured he'd spend 6 months in Chiang Mai, his home away from home. He applied for a DTV at the Bangkok embassy, with all documents in perfect order. A letter from his employer, bank statements showing sufficient funds, a clean criminal check, and even enrolled in a Thai cooking course, since he couldn't prove any foreign salary above 500,000 baht. But 2 weeks after paying the fees, Jacob got a terse email. "Your application has been rejected. No reason given." His 10,000 baht was gone. "I was stunned," Jacob told us. "They just said I need more documents, but didn't say which. I showed them everything they asked for. It felt like they were just trying to get rid of me." Frustrated, Jacob tried again through a visa agency. This time, an advisor insisted he sign up for an expensive package, including a 6-month Muay Thai course and extra paperwork, or they couldn't guarantee approval. Reluctantly, Jacob forked over another 50,000 baht for the course. He got the visa on his second attempt, but he never fully trusted it. And when he later went to extend his visa in Chiang Mai, immigration officers insisted he either leave for a border run or show 500,000 baht in his bank account, a condition not even mentioned initially. Jacob's takeaway: working by the book got me nowhere until I paid more. It was like I had to play their game. I didn't realize that my workcation package had so many hidden rules. They sold me a dream, but the fine print turned it into a nightmare. Suddenly, I was stuck and helpless. María, 29, writer from Spain. Maria's story is even more dramatic. She decided to apply under the Thai soft power category by taking Thai cooking classes in Bangkok. She wanted the experience anyway, learn authentic cuisine and maybe extend her stay. But the cooking school she found charged a whopping 60,000 baht for 6 months. It was pricey, but the office assured me it was an official partner program, she said. María paid the fee and got a student visa classified as DTV. Initially, everything seemed fine. Then, 3 months in, the school told her to sign additional forms and pay another 30,000 baht because the embassy had changed requirements without notice. María felt pressured and uneasy, but she needed the visa, so she paid up. A week later, she found out through a Facebook group that the cooking school's license had lapsed and it was under investigation, possibly a scam operation. When she confronted them, the principal said, "Too late now. Money is non-refundable because your visa is processed." María panicked. When her visa came up for renewal, immigration said she didn't have a real purpose because her cooking course wasn't recognized. They denied her extension and gave her only 7 days to leave the country. "I ended up stranded for a month," María said. "Because of this mess, I had to scramble to a neighboring country on a tourist visa. I spent all my savings and months of my trip stressed out. I genuinely thought Thailand was welcoming me, but in reality, I was completely trapped." She now warns anyone to think twice before surrendering a lump sum to any DTV-related school or agent. They can change the rules on you at any moment. "They took my money and vanished," Ahmed, 41, freelance graphic designer from UAE. Ahmed's complaint is a classic case of website fraud. He first found a site that looked official, DTV Visa.xyz. The URL he mentioned is fictional to protect any site's name, but we investigated and it matched known scam patterns. On that site, you could supposedly apply online. It copied logos and text from the real Thai government pages. Trusting it, Ahmed uploaded his documents and paid 10,000 baht. He received an email promising approval in 2 weeks. But those 2 weeks passed with silence. Ahmed returned to the site and discovered it had disappeared. Emails bounced. He had no paperwork, no visa, and no refund. He realized too late. The site was a phony front capturing data and payments run by scammers. "I feel so naive," he admitted. I did see later that Thai officials were warning about some fake sites, but when I applied, I just thought it was official. He suspects his personal data, passport scans, and a large passport deposit, about $20,000, might be in unknown hands now. It's terrifying. I also lost my application fee, and probably could lose my deposit too. Ahmed tried the official route after that, going to the Thai embassy in Dubai. But that experience was no picnic either. The embassy employee told him they could not guarantee how long the approval would take, and he should stick to tourist visas. After paying another 10,000 baht for the real DTV application, Ahmed is still waiting for a response. The web scam scarred him. It felt like the Wild West out there. No one to protect you except your own caution. Some days I felt like I was in a spy movie. Kenji, 38, startup co-founder from Japan. Kenji went to Thailand under the impression that working remotely was fully legal. He'd run his cybersecurity company in Japan from Bangkok for months. He applied for the DTV, carefully selected workation as his category, and even got a notarized letter from his Japanese company confirming his job. The embassy approved him. Then the weird stuff began. On his second stay in Thailand, a Thai immigration officer at the airport asked him, "Are you sure you are not going to work here?" and took photocopies of his laptop's home screen with a spreadsheet on it. Kenji was unnerved. Later, at a random driver's license check, he was told he needed a special permit to drive on a DTV visa, which he never heard of. It sounded like harassment. Rumors swirled in expat groups that some officers were testing nomads to see if they were actually doing local business. It felt like they were watching me. I didn't break any rules. I just felt very unwelcome. Kenji eventually left Thailand and switched to another country's Nomad program. He warns others. The visa is fine on paper, but on the ground you may feel isolated. You have to constantly prove you aren't working for locals. It just adds stress. We came for paradise, but sometimes it felt like a trap. Taken together, these voices paint a disturbing picture. Each of these expats thought they were following instructions, providing passports, working papers, and shiny hopes for a Thai summer. Instead, they faced hidden fees, bureaucratic tricks, outright fraud, and sometimes even intimidation. And tragically, their stories are far from isolated. Dozens of similar accounts have appeared in Facebook groups and Reddit threads. What's going on? The comment thread here. Fake websites, secret charges, opaque denials suggest a sophisticated scam operation targeting hopeful travelers. Let's break down exactly how this scam is being run and why it feels so predatory. Based on the patterns we've seen, several major red flags emerge. These are the warning signs that something fishy is afoot. If any of these hit home, consider taking a step back and double-checking everything before you pay any money. Fake government websites. The official Thai DTV information is published on embassy sites and some national visa portals. But scammers created bogus portals that look nearly identical. These fake sites often use .in.th domains, like dtv.in.th, or slight misspellings to full search engines. They may even be promoted on Facebook ads or Google. An unsuspecting traveler clicks on one of those sites, fills in personal details, and make a payment, which goes straight to the scammer, not Thai immigration. Later, the website disappears or redirects to a non-official domain, dtv42.com or similar, with fine print disclaimers that it's unofficial. Warning sign: if the site doesn't require the payment to be made at an official embassy counter, for example, if it asks for a credit card online, it's probably a scam. The official visa process has shifted a lot to e-visas, but no legitimate site asks for visa fees to an unknown company's PayPal. Overpriced soft power costs. Another trick involves mandatory add-ons for Thai soft power category applicants, like language, cooking, martial arts courses. Scammers run schools that charge exorbitant amounts under the guise of visa requirements. In truth, some official guidance did say, take a course of at least 6 months, but not necessarily at any particular school or price. Fraudsters seized this opportunity. Many expats reported being told that enrolling in an official Muay Thai or cooking academy is compulsory, and that only these partner schools are accepted. These courses can cost tens of thousands of baht, sometimes 5 to 10 times their real value. And of course, the money is non-refundable if the visa fails. Warning sign: be skeptical of any agent or school that insists on adding a large training fee or package just to apply. Check if the course is real and costs are documented elsewhere. And ask if the embassy really requires that specific provider or amount of time. Non-refundable traps. It is critical to understand that the Thai government visa fee of 10,000 baht is non-refundable upon rejection. That policy isn't new, but it caught many by surprise. Scammers have exploited it by collecting even more fees. Some agencies mark up the price of 10,000 baht by tens of thousands as a processing fee, then refuse refunds. Others direct clients to transfer money to companies that then claim, sorry, you lost your fee. Meanwhile, legitimate embassies will simply bounce your case back if incomplete, but these fraudsters will disappear with your cash. Warning sign: keep all official receipts. If someone tells you money is gone if you don't get approved, double check whether it's an official government fee or an agency fee. If it's not clearly documented by an embassy, treat it as suspect. Shady middleman and pressure tactics. Many DTV applicants were told they had to use a particular visa agency. These agencies run slick ads and promise expert guidance or even guaranteed visas. In reality, it seems more like a racket. Sign up, pay for an upfront deposit, and then follow them in a circular path, uploading more documents, paying more fees, and never quite getting finished. Some apply through multiple agents or schools to compare service. Others get locked in because they paid a partial deposit. Then, when something inevitably goes wrong, the agency might vanish or stonewall. Warning sign: be wary of any service that pressures you to sign immediately or says you need their help to navigate the process. For a fee of $100 to $200, you can get passport photos and document translations any place. You shouldn't need an exclusive consultant unless there's something shady going on. Impersonation and phishing. Related to fake sites. Scammers also send emails or messages, posing as immigration officials. We heard of people receiving mail or WhatsApp messages directing them to alternate websites, or asking them to pay via gift cards or for expedited handling. These are classic phishing tactics. Always verify communications by contacting the official embassy or consulate email or phone number that you have. This is also a warning sign. If something feels off, an email comes from a Gmail address claiming to be Thai immigration or ask for unusual payment methods, do not respond. Changing rules midway. Perhaps the biggest red flag is that some requirements have changed after people started the process. For example, Thai embassies in some countries initially did not require a 500,000 baht deposit for DTV applicants, then suddenly started demanding it. Visa regulations should be publicly accessible, so changes are documented. If you learn of new requirements through a middleman, confirm it with an official source. Another warning sign: needing more money or documents unexpectedly, beyond what the official announcements stated. These red flags all point to an organized scheme. The fake websites were particularly sophisticated. They used the official Thai visa logo and forms, even mimicking the language of government press releases. The scammers behind them seemed well prepared, as if they had studied exactly how the embassy sites looked. In fact, industry watchdogs have named some names we won't name here due to avoid defamation issues, and it turns out these same people already ran electronic travel authorization scams and quarantine scam sites previously. They've now jumped into the DTV gold rush, trusting that many foreigners won't know any better. Thailand's authorities have scrambled to respond. By early 2025, the Cybersecurity Agency of Thailand and the Immigration Bureau announced they'd forced some fraudulent sites offline or labeled them as not official. Warnings went up on official social media pages. Only apply for the DTV on the Royal Thai government's official e-visa portal or at embassies. But if you weren't paying attention, you might still end up on a parasite site. The damage was already done for thousands who clicked the wrong link and didn't realize until it was too late. Beyond the scams, it's important to parse the actual official policy, because some of the frustrations comes from unrealistic expectations. The DTV, in theory, was a fairly liberal visa, but it came with caveats. It's classed as a tourist visa. This is not a new work visa category. By definition, it's still a visa that falls under Thailand's Immigration Act as a type of non-immigrant tourist stay. That means all the rules for tourists apply to you. You can't rent a car long-term for a business. You can't legally work for Thai companies. And you will need to do a 90-day address reporting and obey all the same regulations as any other foreign tourist. In short, your status in Thailand is no different than someone on a typical 60-day tourist visa, just extended. It gives you time, not necessarily any new privileges. The formal categories were somewhat confusing. Thai government guidelines said the DTV was for 3 kinds of people: remote workers for a foreign company, freelancers or self-employed based abroad, and participants in Thai soft power activities like martial arts, cooking, etc. But it also noted that not just anyone qualifies as a remote worker. Your foreign company has to be legitimate, with a corporate registration. The rules did not fix a clear income floor or a deposit like some ambassadors hinted at. But embassies could and did impose one. For soft power, they said courses should last at least 6 months, which effectively locked out short trips. Many interpreted this as meaning bring a letter from a Thai boxing gym or cooking school, but no official list was provided, so everyone scrambled to find one. Application routes and fees. According to Thai diplomatic missions, you could apply either at an embassy or consulate abroad, or on an official e-visa website. We checked. As of mid of 2025, many Thai embassies now allow online DTV applications. However, after the scams, Thailand's blocked the .th domain usage by private actors, and the real government e-visa site rolled out under a new address, often something like evisa.immigration.go.th. If you manage to find it, you'd pay the fixed fee of 10,000 baht, which varies slightly by nationality due to currency. This fee is set by law and non-refundable if you're turned down. Family independence. One bit that worked in application's favor: you could bring your spouse, child, or unmarried partner along as dependents on the same visa. For many, this was a selling point. Travel as a family while the sponsor held the main DTV. Some agents advised couples to apply together to avoid headaches. In theory, this was a genuine benefit for families. Extensions. The policy allowed a one-time 180-day extension, but only if you went to a Thai immigration office inside the country. Nowhere did it say it was guaranteed. The only preconditions were continuing to meet visa requirements and paying a small extension fee. But in practice, extensions became a major headache. The reason is that immigration officers apply the same discretionary standards they always have. If you try to extend after 180 days and you just brought more passport photos and a stub of the visa, they will ask, "What have you been doing here all this time?" Show bank statements, show family ties, show a reason to stay. For most DTV tourists, the answer was nothing but "I'm relaxing and working remotely." that apparently doesn't satisfy them. Several applicants told us they were essentially told, go border run instead. People on this visa just go visit a neighboring country for a day and come back in. In the end, many DTV holders had to adopt the old school expat trick of visa runs to keep stretching their stay beyond 6 months. In other words, Thailand's DTV is pretty generous as far as visa duration goes, but it did not come with the bureaucratic comforts of other long-term visas. No priority at immigration counters, no special treatment. Once you had it, you still had to operate like a savvy tourist. Those who expected Nomad visa, chill life, found out they still had to hustle with paperwork and sometimes hustle across borders to use it fully. It helps to compare. For example, Portugal's digital Nomad visa lets you stay a year plus renewal, and doesn't mind if you freelance locally with a work permit, and doesn't force extra courses. Spain's remote work visa will require showing fairly high monthly income, but then grants full working rights in Spain. By contrast, Thailand's DTV is cheaper and easier to get on paper, but legally weaker. It's still a tourist visa, period. Part of the problem, and the root of the sophisticated scam, is that Thailand's visa system has long been mediated by private agents. You've probably heard of companies like JK Thai Inter or Siam Legal or Pacific Travel Advisors. These are real visa consultancies, but most of the time, they just help bring organization to the bewildering visa rules. But at least one notorious player, which we'll call the Visa Center, the real name is known but we'll skip it, has a reputation for running schemes. This outfit even faced legal trouble in the past for fraudulent visas. They've been behind some of the fake websites we mentioned. What scammers do is exploit the fact that most foreigners don't speak Thai and aren't sure how to navigate the bureaucracy. They promise everything from complete visa service to full refund if denied, which legally is impossible on the government fee. Some even pretend to be recommended by the Thai embassy, a lie easily proven false. They plant ads in expat Facebook groups offering $99 visa service or only 1,000 baht deposit. How can this be? Because once they have enough leads, they upsell extra. Perhaps at first you think they'll only pay $300 for the service, but then they say, oh, to qualify, you actually need to pay this much for the course, that much for the banking paperwork, etc. By the time you added it all up, you might have paid $2,000 or more. And if things fall through, suddenly these agencies cut and run. Applicants we talk to say the agencies will say, you're too difficult, or the embassy raised the bar, sorry, then disappear. Occasionally, some agencies will outright advertise fake approval. Submit your passport, we'll deliver visa, which should be illegal, but enforcement is uneven. The good news is that legitimate agencies do exist. The bad news is scammers made the whole field suspect. By 2025, reputable lawyers and Thai immigration experts were urging people to skip the middlemen altogether and do it on their own, if possible. One immigration lawyer on record said, "It's not worth the risk of trusting these packages. You're better off reading the official instructions and applying directly." But most people aren't confident enough to do that, so the vicious circle continues. Faced with mounting reports of angry tourists and expat complaints, Thai officials had to clarify. In late of 2024 and early 2025, we saw official statements. Embassies warn about unofficial application sites and phishing attempts. Some even blacklisted known scam agencies. An internal memo leaked. It's on the Thailand 247 forum, stating that the Immigration Bureau reminds officers not to extort DTV holders but to treat them politely. This came after an embarrassing scandal where an officer was accused of demanding extra cash for processing extensions, a charge both denied and confirmed by different media. Visas came under more scrutiny. Some Thai news outlets referred to DTV as an enjoy yourself visa and cautioned potential applicants not to try bending rules. A Pattaya newspaper proclaimed, "Don't push the envelope too far." Community action. Expat-run groups grew by tens of thousands. The Destination Thailand Visa Facebook group, an unofficial user community, swelled to about 30,000 members. Here, people share everything: embassy rumors, meeting dates, success stories, and scam warnings. We monitored it. As soon as any new requirement was rumored, dozens of scared posts would appear. They're now demanding a 500,000 baht deposit, or just got denied without reason. So many people in the same boat. The group became a self-help support network because official channels weren't giving clear answers. Perhaps the most striking official move was when the National Security Agency, the NCSA, stepped in early 2025 to shut down two major fraudulent sites we mentioned, eta.in.th and dtv.in.th. These sites had been impersonating the Thai e-visa portals. The operators, an American expat and his Thai partner, were forced to put warning banners and stop using the .th domains. This was a big win. It immediately cut off one avenue of scams. But by the time the public knew, many had already been burned. So, in summary, the government certainly did not intend to defraud anyone, and they have acted to try to curb the abuses. The problem is, the damage to trust has been made. Many expats now approach any Thai visa scheme with extreme caution. Every success story seemed to come with a warning footnote. "Oh, by the way, I lucked out. My friend wasn't so lucky." To fully understand why Thailand's situation feels so unique, and why the US or Europe didn't see a wave of scammers when they introduced Nomad visas, let's zoom out for a moment. Modern digital nomad visas are indeed a hot trend. In Europe, countries like Estonia and Spain advertise years-long permits for remote workers. The requirements in Spain for 2025, for instance, include a guaranteed €2,000 monthly income, health insurance, and a clear plan to digitally work for a non-Spanish entity. If approved, you get to live and work legally, with tax systems aligned to your stay. These programs are relatively straightforward and backed by large bureaucracies with accountability. You apply, sometimes wait months, but you do know exactly what's needed. The often hefty financial proof is out in the open. In Asia, a few nations have followed suit. The Philippines launched a long-stay visa requiring a deposit around $50,000 or a guaranteed monthly income, but also offering full residency rights. Malaysia's MM2H, Malaysia My Second Home, has been around for years, requiring significant fixed deposit or income, but offering longevity. Vietnam and Indonesia are testing shorter-term nomad visas. What stood out about Thailand's version? Mainly its initial ease and low official cost. No large bank deposit. 500,000 baht was universally imposed, though some embassies started asking for it. They were rumored of a under 30 rule, which never materialized. But the lack of clarity allowed agents to claim it did. The media hype made it seem almost too accessible, and that's likely what turned it into a honeypot for scammers. When something is both lucrative and opaque, predators swarm. Thailand's traditional visa ecosystem is also semi-chaotic. The country has dozens of visa classes, and the rules are sometimes only verbally explained. For comparison, imagine if the US government suddenly said, "We have a new global talent visa," but didn't post any clear guidelines on official websites, only announced it through some news articles. Travelers would be confused, likely flock to whoever claimed to know how to get it. This lack of clarity played right into the hands of those sophisticated scammers. They could make up requirements like an elaborate checklist of documents or extra fee categories, and most foreign applicants wouldn't be able to verify them quickly. In countries with more transparent processes, such scams are rarer. We asked visa experts, how did Thailand's approach differ? One immigration lawyer said, Thailand wanted to be hip and draw nomads, but they rolled it out too fast and then basically washed their hands of managing expectations. They left it to local consulates to handle, and those consulates have wildly different interpretations. Another pointed out, many Thai long-stay visas were actually removed or replaced by DTV for retirees, for family joining, etc. So some people who were experts in older visas didn't want to deal with DTV at all, and vets of the system who could have guided applicants were also uncertain. So while digital nomad visas exist globally, the Thai case is notable for how quickly it spiraled. In short, Thailand's nomad visa had a lot of potential, but the combination of ambiguous requirements, eager middlemen, and a flood of hopeful applicants created a perfect storm for exploitation. We don't want to leave you hanging. Yes, there are real problems, but the visa itself isn't inherently evil. You can still enjoy Thailand for long stretches if you're careful. Here's how. Go official and verify everything. Always start in an official source. Check the Royal Thai Embassy website in your country or the official Thai e-visa site run by immigration. Do not trust a Google ad or a Facebook link. If in doubt, call or email the embassy directly. Make sure you're looking at the latest instructions. Some embassies update their sections on new visas. Understand the rules in writing. There's a handy document of the Bangkok Immigration Bureau's website, in Thai and translated versions on embassy sites. That outlines DTV requirements. Study it. Note what paperwork they list. If someone demands something not on that list, question it. If an agent says you need X or Y, ask, is this on the official list? And preferably see it in writing from an embassy or immigration official. Be ready to do it yourself. The good news is that you can apply on your own if you're reasonably confident in filling forms. The actual government fee is not high, 10,000 baht, and paying it yourself at the embassy or through the official e-visa portal means less chance of a middleman markup. If you use a service, consider agencies or law firms with clear reputations. Some expat groups have vetted lists. Avoid the $100 services that sound too cheap, and avoid those that demand enormous upfront payments. Budget realistically. Even with all the precautions, assume you might need extra money. Have some savings in case they want a big deposit, or that a course might really be needed. But double check if that course is legitimate. If you do sign up for a class to qualify, confirm it's an accredited school and that others have gone there and gotten visas before. Document everything. Keep copies of every form, email, and receipt. If an embassy or agent communicates additional demands via email, save those. If you're rejected, you should at least have proof that you paid official fees and submitted the requirement documents. This won't undo a scam, but it will help you understand why you were denied, and may let you complain to the right authorities.
Stay vigilant for scams. We can't stress this enough. If any payment request looks odd, stop. Scammers have tried to charge via third-party platforms, Shopee, PayPal, Western Union, and even voucher codes. The Thai government will not demand a voucher or gift card. If a so-called official asks you to send money to someone, treat it as a scam. Also, beware any unsolicited email offering to expedite your visa if you give more money. Know your rights and limits. If you get the visa, remember, it's not a work permit. Don't try to set up shop or freelancing in Thailand. And be mindful of the 180-day rule each year. Tax residency can start if you overstay. Also, always enter an official checkpoint with your COE, Certificate of Entry, and QR code ready if you've done the e-visa route. Keep it simple at the port entry. Just show them your visa stamp and passport. You shouldn't have to explain your software job to immigration. Use community knowledge. Expat forums and Facebook groups can be very helpful. They often spot scams and share the latest horror stories in real time. Of course, take it with a grain of salt, but if 100 people say X agent is shady, there's probably truth to it. Likewise, if someone shares that a particular consulate is friendly or a specific requirement has been recently relaxed, that's intel. At the end of the day, Thailand remains a beautiful country with lots of offers, and there are many legitimate travelers and long-term visitors in Thailand now on DTV visas. People who manage to do it right and enjoy the experience. Our goal here is not to scare anyone away, but to pull back the curtain on what has been happening so you can make an informed decision. Conclusion: paradise, predator, or something in between. Thailand's new digital nomad visa started as a tantalizing promise, an easy ticket to working in paradise. But as many hopefuls have learned, paradise can come with predators. The DTV has become an unexpected cautionary tale. It's a reminder that anywhere there is excitement and money, opportunists will find a way to exploit it. Between shady websites, visa middlemen, and confusing rules, the journey from dreaming of Thai beaches to actually living there proved rocky for more than a few. For viewers who are considering a move, caution is your best friend. Do your homework, double-check sources, and don't take anyone's word without proof. If something sounds too good or too easy, it very well might be a trap. On the bright side, genuine pathways do exist. Long-time expats continue to live legally in Thailand through tourist visas, renewed via border runs, education visas with real studies, marriage visas, and yes, DTVs, though many are planning carefully as described above. If you have been victim of one of these scams or have a cautionary story, share it in the comments below to warn others. The more people know about the red flags, the less likely the scammers will get away with it. And if you're an expert or insider with updates on how the Thai government is responding now, we'd love to hear that too. Until then, always stay a step ahead. When paradise calls, listen, but look both ways before you cross that border. Stay safe, do your research, and help each other out.